Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you're dialing in from around the world. And on behalf of the World Packaging Organisation, I would like to take the opportunity to thank the organisers for inviting myself here today to talk to you about refillable packaging and looking towards a refillable future for packaging. So where do we start? So we need to rethink, redesign, reduce, reuse, and recycle packaging. And what we're finding is that consumers are demanding retailers and brands reduce their use of unnecessary packaging, particularly problematic materials and single-use packaging. And there's a significant shift that everyone would be seeing all the way around the world, where reusable and refillable programs are being trialled. And there are some fantastic examples that are innovative and intuitive that we can all learn from. So where did refillable and reusable packaging start? Well, some would say it started many, many decades ago, and it's been revived. So I think back to when I was a child, and I used to get really excited with my sisters because we had a milkman that delivered our milk, and every week he'd come back, he'd refill the milk, and we'd get fresh milk for the next week. Now, obviously, there are new variations of that now, but when you look at what the Ellen MacArthur Foundation did when they developed their new plastics economy initiative, it reintroduced the whole concept of reuse models and trying to help businesses understand that this is a potential opportunity to lower their environmental impacts. And the Ellen MacArthur Foundation identified through this initiative that the converting of 20% of global plastic packaging into reuse models offers a $10 billion business opportunity. The Ellen MacArthur Foundation identified 6 ways that reuse can bring significant benefits to both users and businesses. And that's through 1, cutting costs, 2, adapting to individual needs, 3, optimizing operations, 4, building brand loyalty, 5, improving user experience, and 6, gathering intelligence. And they developed 4 reuse models that help to deliver superior user experience. And that's refill at home, return from home, refill on the go, and return on the go. And refill at home is when users refill their reusable containers at home. And that's like when refills are delivered through a subscription service. And this works really well for e-commerce. And then the next one is refill on the go. And this is when users refill their reusable container away from home. And that is in the concept of the in-store dispensing system. This model does require physical stores or dispensing points, which makes this really well suited to retail outlets and urban environments. Then we have return from home. And this model is when packaging is picked up from home by a pickup service. And this is suited again to e-commerce. And then we have the 4th model, which is return on the go. And this is when users return the packaging at a store or a drop-off point, for example, in a return machine, like a deposit return machine. And this is a wonderful opportunity to reduce and eliminate single-use packaging without really changing the fundamental purchase situation. Now, the refillable and reuse models do have challenges, and there needs to be considerations such as materials need to be sustainable, recoverable, recyclable. Materials need to withstand multiple uses, and that's really, really important. So that means they have to be durable and withstand a use over and over and over again. Life cycle assessments are required, so we encourage you to undertake LCA mapping, incorporate tools when you're moving from one material to the other, just to make sure that you have a lower environmental impact with the materials that you're shifting to. You also need to consider assessment of final disposal of the pack, and hygiene and safety, which is really, really important. And that's the hygiene and safety of the food products or the products within the packaging. And then also obviously the safety of the people that are consuming the ingredients. And then cleaning protocols. The other challenges that need to be considered is that the programs need to be intuitive and innovative. And some of the really successful trials that are being undertaken at the moment globally include consumer rewards and incentives. So creating and establishing loyalty and a reward system. So encouraging people to refill and reuse and giving them some type of reward incentive that's going to encourage them to keep using this over and over again. The other things is that they need to be really intuitive and user-friendly. So we don't want as consumers something that's difficult for us to use. And obviously of the 4 models, each person here today will have a different preference on whether they want to go back in store or they would prefer to do it at home. And obviously the most important one is that the system needs to be affordable. So we do see that refillable and reusable packaging is a positive step to minimising environmental footprints. So I wanted to share with you today a couple of examples of some really innovative and intuitive solutions that are out there. And there's such a broad range of examples I'm going to talk to you today just to show you what really is happening around the world. And obviously we start with the Global Loop program. And the Loop program is designed to be durable, reusable and refillable, and a significant alternative to single-use packaging. And there's a lot of consideration taken within the Loop model for design of the actual packaging to ensure that the design of the packaging is not only attractive and aesthetically pleasing to the consumer, it has design functionality, it's durable, it can withstand multiple uses, it is used with recycled content, and there's a methodology behind all of the packaging that's designed through the Loop that's quite innovative. The Loop model is designed to achieve environmental benefits of the packaging, and it needs to ensure that the required number of return trips of users is successful. And this is a critical design aspect to the balance of the environmental factors such as energy and water that will be incurred with extra packaging weights, transport and cleaning involved. And obviously it's really important, as I mentioned previously, to have life cycle assessment. Now then we head over to Europe, and this is the Good Refill system from P&G Hair Care. And these are aluminium bottles that are refilled with recyclable refill pouches. And it's made using 60% less plastic than the standard shampoo bottles. And the company has identified that this replaces the single-use plastic by 300 million virgin plastic bottles per year. And it reduces virgin plastic usage by 50% in shampoo and conditioner bottles by the end of this year. We then head over to Nature's Organics. And in 2020, Nature's Organics launched a refill and reusable starter kit. And there's 2 models that are being used here. One, you can actually buy this in a retail store and then just buy the refill pouches thereafter, or you can actually purchase this online through an e-commerce platform. They are aluminium reusable bottles, and then the pouches are return to store recyclable in Australia. The refill pouch contains more active ingredients and it has 75% less water compared to normal cleaning products. And obviously they've identified that this is a lower environmental impact for their products. Then we have Olay, and Olay Regeneratist with Moisture was using this as a trial to resell the refillable containers. And it was to not only reduce plastic, but to try and encourage people to return the pods and then get them refilled. And they have potentially attracted more millennials using this particular product by 8% since they went to this reduce and refill model. Then we have Sif at Home Refill from the UK. And this is a new at-home model that allows consumers to refill and reuse their spray bottles over and over again. It contains a 10% concentrated formula, and you start to see that there is a pattern here, particularly with formulas, the concentrated formulas, because what it is, it's making sure that we're not shipping water, and consumers can actually fill the bottles at home with the water from their taps. It's a no-mess solution, and it's made with 75% less plastic, and it's 100% recyclable, and they aim to move all of it to recycled plastic. We then go to Zero Co, and they have the dispensers are made from plastic that's come out of the ocean, the beaches and landfill. And then the refill pouch is a return to store recyclable pouch, and the spout can be removed so that it doesn't affect the recyclability of the pouch. And they have a fantastic online system to encourage people to return their pouches and their containers if they need a new dispenser through a pack that the Zero Co have made, and you ship it back for free. And then they ship back some new products that are with reusable, recyclable packaging. So it's a great system, and it's extremely popular in Australia. We then head to Colgate Palmolive, and they have the new Fill Drop and Foam. And this is for their soft soap, which is their #1 liquid hand soap brand. And this is about reducing plastic waste and making sure that the bottles are refillable, recyclables. Obviously, they're aluminium bottles again, and they've gone to the same format of the tablet form, which reduces the amount of water that's used and doesn't have to be transported anymore when it's shipped, and it's used over and over and over again. And then we head into things like in-store refill solutions, like this one in Singapore, and you can bring your own containers to fill with eco-friendly cleaning products and toiletries. This is a muesli range, which also has a refillable pouch, so that you can buy this container and then simply refill it with muesli as you go. This is a back in-store solution, and this is from Unpacked in Singapore. And this is offering refill stations in-store, everything from pasta to tea to soy sauce and snacks. Haagen-Dazs is a really great one. This is for at home, so you can order your ice cream in one of these containers, which is durable. It's cleaned and refilled and then sent back to you. And they Haagen-Dazs have designed this double-walled steel canister, so apparently you can sit with the ice cream in your lap in your bedroom and eat your ice cream in bed and watch television, and you won't freeze your hands, which is a fantastic example. And then we look at Waitrose Unpacked in the United Kingdom, and there was a high demand for refillables, and Waitrose moved to refillable stations, and this is everything from pastas to loose fill. And they found that when they moved to this particular stores to the refillable solutions, that the sales increased by 9% in just 6 months in some of the product ranges that they were offering, and 50% increase in sales in refillable frozen fruit and vegetables, and a 24% increase in detergent and washing liquid sales. This is a Whole Foods range in Singapore, and this is about not only minimising single-use problematic materials, but encouraging you to bring your own bags, your own glass bottles, your own tote bags, your eco-friendly bags, and then refilling it over and over again from the store. So it makes it really easy for the consumer. Nestle have started doing trials on soluble coffee refill stations in store. And they are very intuitive and easy to use. And you'll also see in the picture there's pet food now, which they're trialing. This is another zero waste grocery store, and this is actually an Australian range of grocery stores that has 50 outlets across the world. And their whole ethos is sustainability, reducing single-use problematic materials, and they encourage consumers to bring their own bags and containers and refill hundreds of products within their trials. There is also a number of in-store refill stations that are being retrialled, and a lot of consumers are finding that these are they're really convenient for them, and it also eliminates unnecessary problematic single-use packaging. Nivea in Germany have been working on trials with shower gel refill stations, and this is a very interactive, intelligent packaging concept, which also has a rewards program and a loyalty program sitting behind it. And then there is a New Zealand eco-conscious range called EcoStore, and they have 100 refill stations now across New Zealand alone, and they are starting to grow within Japan, Singapore, Malaysia, and Hong Kong. And this is for bulk products, so 5 litre and 20 litre bulk products, predominantly shampoos, conditioners, laundry liquids, dishwashing liquids, and the customers can come in and choose the size of the bulk refills and simply position it under the container and refill it and then take it home. So it's nice and easy. Sukin have developed some trials in a boutique retail store, and what they are trying to do is see whether the consumers will take up acceptance of beauty products, particularly body washes, shampoos, etc. And as you can see in the image on the right, they have really intuitive refill stations to make it easy for the consumers to come in, refill, pop it into their trolley and go. The Body Shop is a really fantastic example because it is one of the first examples many, many years ago about refill and reuse. And I think that the founder, the late founder of The Body Shop, would be really proud of what's happening in refill stations around the world now. They tried this in the late 80s and early 90s. And unfortunately, at that time, consumers didn't really embrace the concept. But now Body Shop has come back to the market as well, and they've just launched 500 stores globally that they're going to roll out with refill stations, and they are aiming to add an additional 300 stores globally in 2022. There are other companies like Green Culture in Singapore, and they predominantly do hand soaps, laundry liquids, cleaners. This one's fantastic because this is for everything from wine to rum to sake, and you come in and then you can also fill glass bottles with sauces and oils and vinegars. Then we have some really new ideas that are happening around the world, and this one really stood out, and this is Sickless from Indonesia, and they're trying to reinvent the future of retail by delivering the refills to the door, not only to eliminate and reduce single-use and problematic materials, but what they're trying to do is encourage through apps, so interactive apps, to make sure that people can just go online, click on the app, place their order, and then their delivery gets to their door nice and easy at a low cost. And I'm really looking forward to seeing the success of these trials. And then we have another really interesting example, and this is Boomerang Water, and it's a small US on-site batch bottling water company that provides water for commercial venues like hotels and college campuses. It works with OI glass to create a durable glass water bottle for their system. And I thought that I could share with you just a little bit from the owner of Boomerang and the developer of this solution and what he believes and why this is such an important solution for the world.
On this planet together, if we don't start thinking as a human race of solving these big and tackling these huge issues such as single-use plastic, the future is it's tough. It's a very tough discussion. I've got children. I look at them. And we need to set the example now more than ever of what closed loop or what sustainability truly is.
And then I just wanted to end today's discussion with one more video, which I think really helps understand the benefits and value of reuse and refill.
This is a film about plastic pollution. Actually, it's about solutions. If you want to get rid of packaging waste, don't let packaging become waste. Reuse it. You can reuse this bottle to make your own cleaning product, like that. And how many plastic bottles did that save, Everdrop? Nice. And don't buy single-use bottles with bubbly water if you can add bubbles to your tap water. That saved 6 billion single-use bottles. Right, SodaStream? Another great way to reuse is to refill. Great for cat food or coffee, but don't mix. Hey, and why not reuse on the go? You order the spiced pumpkin latte, Cup Club takes care of the cleaning, potentially saving this many cups in the UK every year. And should all these single-use bottles be different, or can they share one reusable design? How many single-use bottles have you saved, Coke? Wow. And that's just in Latin America. So if you're looking for packaging solutions, read this guide. It's out and it's free. So get yours or reuse someone else's copy.
So thank you very much for the opportunity to share some fantastic innovations that are happening around the world with reuse and refillable models. And I, like you, look forward to seeing what is coming in store locally and globally. And I hope that this has excited you and encouraged you to consider using refill and reuse models within your own business. And should you have any additional questions, please reach out to me at any stage and stay safe.